Hey everyone, happy fall, happy November. Glad to be playing some music for you guys. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. It's like an old friend, kinder than expected. That Cadillac came and gave our girl a ride. Loss has no end, it binds to our connection, and we don't speak of it, we don't even try. If you could help me to share the trouble you got burning in you, you could help me end in our time together. Her memory will ever shine like golden embers in the night. I miss the old hymns she used to sing. The sparrows spread their warm wings. Now they've all divided, the silence of strings, like notes on the pages. She breathed life into all things. You could help me to share the trouble you got burning in you. You can help me end in our time together. Her memory will ever shine like golden embers in the night. Reach out to me, bathe me in the light of understanding. Try to help me share the trouble you got burning. You could help me end in our time together. Her memory will ever shine like golden embers in the night. Sweet.
We are so happy to welcome all of you to our fellowship for today's Sunday service this afternoon. And we're glad that you all can join us, and I hope you really join in with us and make comments and interact with each other as the service progresses this afternoon. I want to thank Leroy and Solomon Harvey for the wonderful opening song, and it's just so nice to have them with us. I love their smiles, don't you? So now let's begin our service with an opening, grounding meditation. I want to invite you to sit in your seat in a comfortable position and close your eyes and relax your shoulders. And let's just take a couple deep breaths together. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you breathe out, just let all of this week's thinking and doing and busyness and anxiety and worries fade away. Let's just lay them down right now. Breathe in and breathe out. And let's touch our hearts and focus on this amazing heart space within. We can focus here as we bring our hands to our hearts. We know that there is only one divine presence that is all powerful and all knowing, everywhere present. There is no place that we leave off and God begins. We live and move and have our being in boundless good, in source energy. We know that we can choose not to be concerned about the past. Years ago, months ago, days ago, and hours ago. Because we know that today, in this moment, everything is made new. This is one of our most blessed gifts, to know that we can choose again and choose again and choose again. And with every choice for love and for gratitude, for joy and for peace, we expect good to flow into our experience. We see and feel and know that new conditions are being created for us right now. And all circumstances are harmonizing. We can feel the momentum of this loving energy surge through us and pass through us into this world. Everywhere we look, in every direction, all is good and all is well. Entering into deeper understanding, we experience an awakening to the union with divine love and our union with every being on this planet. And we're so grateful and filled with appreciation for this knowing, this living of our spiritual experience here on earth. And together we say, and so it is. And so it is. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I found a reading for us today, and I've been just really enjoying looking through this Ernest Holmes book called This Thing Called You. I've done a couple readings from it recently, but I found this just perfect one for today, this beautiful November that we're having. Ernest Holmes writes, "In each autumn brings its harvest, yet it never leaves you with a thought of finality. There will always be a new planting, a new blossom, and new fruit, new seed times and new harvests. It makes no difference what your harvest may have been last year. Today, you can create a new future if you have the faith to believe that you can." So plant then new hopes and aspirations. The Lord of the harvest will permit you to reap what you have sown. Thank you. Thank you for those wise words, and for us being able to take those words in and really live them in our daily experience. We're going to go right into a moment here of being grateful, and that's the energy of November, the energy of Thanksgiving. We bring our minds and our hearts into this laser focus of how much we appreciate and are grateful for everything in our lives, for the support of each other, for our health, for our abundance. And the fellowship for today thanks all of you and is so grateful to all of you for your generous contributions that make it possible for us to get together every Sunday and do all of the wonderful things that we can do together. So let us now join together and read the blessing of our tithes and offerings. The words will be on the screen for you. And let's just take these words in. The light of divine love shines eternally, blessing and multiplying these tithes and offerings. I joyously give, knowing I always have enough to share and to spare. Thank you again for all of your loving, generous contributions. Thank you. And now I'm very excited this afternoon to introduce our speaker. He's someone that we all enjoy having back over and over again. It's Reverend Rick Beatty, and he is the pastor of the Unity of Royal Oak congregation. He's going to lead us in a meditation. We'll sing our thoughts, our prayers together, and then he'll deliver his message. And we'll enjoy a song by Linda Abar. So let's just settle in and really listen and take in this beautiful message. Thank you.
And now let us prepare ourselves for a brief time of meditation. To meditate is to turn away from the outer world. So I'm going to invite you to begin to prepare yourself. Wherever you are seated or standing or lying down, become aware of your body in space. Become aware of any stress or tension that you might be holding. And allow this stress or tension, as you notice it, to drain away, to return to the nothingness from which it came. For it's not a part of our essential nature. It's not a part of who we are. And I'm going to invite you to take 3 deep cleansing breaths with me. And that means to breathe in deeply, filling your lungs from the bottom to the top. And then pause for just a moment. Feel the tension there. And then exhale deeply. We're going to do that 3 times. So deep breath in. Hold it. Sigh it out. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Sigh it out. One more deep breath in. Hold it. Sigh it out. And now allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm, whatever you feel comfortable with. and follow your very next breath inward to that place in you that is your spiritual center. And we today remember that we are more than bodies, and that reality is more than this world that we live on, and this dimension that we live in. We remember that we are spiritual beings. We remember that we are extensions of that life, that presence that we call God, that energy pattern, into this dimension. And we have available to us the Holy Spirit, which is the bridge between this world we live in and the ultimate reality. So we call upon the Holy Spirit now to move in us as wisdom and intelligence, to move in us as a new way of looking at the world around us. We no longer resist what is. We lean into this time, asking the Holy Spirit to reveal to us the gifts that this journey contains. We know together that life is a living laboratory for learning, and we allow ourselves to learn how to be. Sometimes we understand that that means letting go of doing for a bit. So we allow ourselves to relax into this day, into this time. We're aware of how we show up in the world around us. We're aware of the energy that we hold, and we give ourselves permission to care for ourselves deeply, to take time away, to take time off, to unplug from all the tech, to walk when it's warm enough to be outdoors, to watch a movie, to do the things, as my teacher Martha Creek often says, do what makes your tail wag. We remember to do these things, God, because we know that we're in this for the long haul. We know that this pandemic will pass, and we know that we will emerge on the other side stronger, more resilient, more deeply centered, and with a new perspective. We lean into this time, and one of the ways that we do that is to be mindful of what we say about ourselves and other people, particularly important right now with the post-election stuff going on. We're careful about what we think and what we say, because we know that every thought is a prayer.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Take charge of what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
Hello, dear friends. It's Reverend Rick Beatty. I'm the spiritual leader and senior minister at Unity of Royal Oak in Royal Oak, Michigan, and it is my joy and honor to be with you today in this virtual way. I'm grateful for Reverend Mary Sabai, who invited me, and grateful for the long-standing relationship that I have with many of you at the fellowship. You are always close to my heart, and it's always an honor to be able to be with you and to share some thoughts with you. My talk today is titled, What Now? As so many of us, I've been dealing with personally and professionally so much unanticipated change in our culture, in the way we work, in the way we live. And I've been doing a lot of reflecting on these things, and I want to share some of the things that I have discovered, and hopefully that may be useful to you. As you know, New Thought and Unity in particular, we're all about practical principles that can change lives. And I think it's important that we acknowledge this unprecedented times, at least for our modern times, and remember that we human beings are amazingly resilient. The scripture says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and fearfully there just means awesomely made. For we are reflections of that light, that life that we call God. Some call it life, some call it the universe. It doesn't matter what we call it, it doesn't care. One of my favorite quotes is from Frank Herbert's book and later the movies Dune. And it says that the first step in avoiding a trap is knowing that it's there. Sometimes we can get trapped by our thinking, by our inability to back up from it. Now, there have been times in our evolution as beings that it's been important that we be able to operate instinctively. If we were out on the savannah long ago and a cougar jumped out in front of us or a saber-toothed tiger, we needed to think very quickly and respond without getting lost in a lot of thought process. So we operate from the earliest part of our brain, the amygdala, in the brainstem. And that also governs everything that's automatic. So we still respond automatically when we don't know what else to do. But you and I have a choice. The most recent part of the brain to evolve is the frontal cortex, the seat of wisdom, reason. And the more of our time we can spend there, the better it is. Now, not to deny that sometimes we're going to get pulled into a more basic response to life. It's just how we're built. And it's all good because it's part of our grand design. So with that idea of avoiding a trap, I want to talk with a couple of things that I've noticed in our community and in my counselings with members of Unity of Royal Oak and others that I minister to, that there are some things that are really showing up in people's lives. And one of them is the waves of grieving, wave after wave after wave of grief. Grief is a response to a loss of some kind, to something, loss of a person, someone we love, a pet, but also loss of opportunities, loss of being able to do the things that we had planned to do. This year I've recently completed the requirements for licensing as a Unity minister, and as of November the 15th, I am a licensed Unity minister, and hopefully I will be approved for ordination in March. I have been ordained a long time in a couple of other movements, but this one has been important to me. At any rate, I had scheduled a number of trips this year in relation to my studies. I was going to be at Unity Village in March, and of course that got canceled about a week prior to the trip, and it became virtual, so I did my intensive week. I'm in the field ministerial program for Unity, one of the 3 paths we have to ordination. And then our People's Convention at Kansas City was canceled. A retreat I was planning to be on with Martha Creek in June was canceled. Another one in August that I had hoped to use instead was canceled. Our 90th anniversary celebration at Unity of Royal Oak we've had to put off. So we've had these losses. And what I know about the core understanding of the New Thought movement is what we focus our time, attention, energy, effort on expands. So I can focus on all the things that I haven't been able to do. And that is a spiral right down into hell. And I've let it take me there a couple of times. I've gotten caught up with things that are so different. Many of you know me. I'm a very hands-on, boots-on-the-ground kind of a spiritual leader, pastor. I If you're ill, I'll be at the hospital with you. If you're grieving, I'll be with you. If you have a death, I'll be there. Well, that hasn't been always able to happen the way I like it to this year. And I get a choice. I can do the best I can and use every available tool, technique, and technology, or I can just grouse about it. Like, oh, isn't it awful? Well, Henry Ford long ago said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So I think that this is a time for all of us to really grab onto our bootstraps and stand in the truth, in our principles, that we have within us the power of the universe to create. In Unity, we call that the Christ or the I Am. Different movements call it different things, but you have within you the power. And I've noticed that human beings can change. My favorite part of the Course in Miracles comes just before the workbook lessons. It talks about choose once again. We get the power to choose and choose again. And by the way, if you've found yourself grieving things, you're not alone. Everybody is grieving right now. And every grief event we've ever had touches every other grief event we've ever had. They stir each other up. So be gentle with yourselves. We've had several deaths of prominent members of our community this year, and being unable to really celebrate them the way that is our custom has been a grief event for me. And as I noticed that, I ask myself, what can I do? So we've done some creative things. We had a big memorial service at the Royal Oak Farmers Market so we could be spread out. I've taken a small streaming camera with me to funeral homes and streamed a memorial service so that those who couldn't attend can be a part of it. Now, what does this have to do with you? I'm thinking a lot about the holidays right now. I'm thinking about Thanksgiving, which is always near and dear to my heart. Every few years, my birthday falls on Thanksgiving. That doesn't happen this year. But I used to think as a kid that Thanksgiving was a birthday party for me, because when I was really young, they kind of all got mushed up together. We would be at Grandma Grandpa's house on Thanksgiving, and we'd celebrate my birthday, and sometimes they were the same day. By the way, this year, my birthday is on November 22nd, which is exciting to me. It's the day in our community at Royal Oak that we would normally celebrate our Thanksgiving meal. We would do that in community, because what we're really about is community. I know it about the fellowship, too. You are a community. I've been there. I've experienced your fellowship potlucks. I've experienced your thoughtful ways of responding to life. I've experienced the ways that you care for each other. And we're having to adapt and do that differently now. I want to encourage you to start making some plans for these holidays, for yourselves and your families, for your friends. And one of the things that I've been noticing is I have been taking a really hard look at what is the essential truths of the many holidays that we celebrate. Starting with Thanksgiving. So, because what is Thanksgiving about? It's a celebration of harvest. It's a celebration that we managed to grow enough during the year to get through the winter. Now, few of us are directly growing food anymore, although perhaps we should be doing more so. But most of us have in our homes and in our pantries sufficient food to last for some time. As we descended into this pandemic in March, I stocked up on some things and bought a small chest freezer and filled it up. And yes, bought some more toilet paper. So we can celebrate what we have. And I encourage people to find ways to use technology to stay connected. And I know not everyone likes technology. I'm noticing that in our own community, some struggle with it, some just don't like it. I've been hosting about 9 Zoom calls a week since April 1st. So I get tired of them too. And yet, it's the best tool I have right now. So whether you use Zoom, find a way to connect with your family. There are many resources, many ways to do that. Set up a time like on Thanksgiving Day, either with your family or with some friends, and there are some ways, and I'm going to give you some examples. Facebook now has the ability to create a room, and you can invite people into that room. You create that from the same place you create a post. So create a room, invite your family, invite your friends. Or if you have a smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android phone, you can use an application called Duo, D-U-O, from Google, to have real-time chats, video chats with other people, I think up to about 10 at a time. It's a powerful way to stay connected. And the reason I recommend Duo is FaceTime is not available for Android, but Duo is available for the iPhone. So that's another way. Use Facebook Messenger as a way to stay in communication. Anybody can have a Zoom account, a 40-minute Zoom account at no charge. So find some ways to connect with your family, your friends. Host a virtual Thanksgiving dinner. Contact your friends or your family and agree to all meet at a certain time. And sit down with your meal, whatever it is. And be good to you. Celebrate in the ways that you love to celebrate. Do the things that you really want to do. Do them smartly. Do them safely. We're understanding so much now that the spread of this coronavirus is determined by proximity, how close we are to each other, and length of exposure. So it's important that we all do our part. I'm waiting COVID test results right now. My grandnephew, a son of my niece, they both live with me for the last year. He was exposed at daycare. Another lady in our community, her workplace, their quality manager was exposed through another person. So it's all around us, and I'm not afraid of it, but we can do what we need to do to be smart and to take precautions for each other, to celebrate each other. And then we come to the Advent season. For us is important at Unity of Royal Oak. We are going to do a number of things to create connection in our community. Because, we human beings are wired for it, neurologically hardwired to be connected with each other. That's why as I'm thinking about you and I'm recording this talk for you, you're in my mind. I can see many of you in my mind, and I can see your smiles and feel your warm hugs. Hang on to those things. They're important. And for Christmas, I'm inviting you to consider what is the essence of this celebration of Christmas. For some people in New Thought, it's not a big deal. For others, it's a really big deal. But what we're celebrating is our reconnection with the Christ, the I Am, alive in us, as us, in so many ways. So decorate your home early, if you decorate. Enjoy the trappings of the holiday. Perhaps we get an opportunity to back off from some of the over-commercialized nature of the holidays and experience their essential selves. Faith and hope, joy, peace, love, these are the gifts of the Christmas season. This time of year is a huge opportunity for us to take a deep breath and to relax. There's been little about this year that's been relaxing. It is my hope for you and my prayer for you and my belief for you that this holiday time can be amazing. And then if you do a burning bowl, whether you do it in your community, I know that we will not be meeting in person. I've already made that decision for the holidays. Too much risk for us. But we are going to provide the tools that we always have to honor the rituals that we do. The burning bowl ceremony is powerful because we begin to envision, we begin to dream, we use the power of our imagination to see something different moving forward. And first we release everything that's gone. Now, I've heard many people talk about that 2020 is a waste. And I challenge that. It is not a waste. We've discovered much about ourselves. We've discovered that we have racial justice issues to deal with. We've discovered that we have misogynist issues to deal with. We've discovered many things about ourselves. And we've also discovered, at least at Royal Oak, that because we have spent, many of us, so much time together in Zoom conversations, we've really gotten to know each other in ways that we couldn't have pre-pandemic. Moving forward, I know that Unity of Royal Oak will always be a hybrid church or center. As we can come back, whenever we can come back together in person, we will not just abandon all the online stuff we've done. Because we've had people join us now, joining our center as members from Sacramento and from Florida, from in Texas. Right now we are all equal. And we are all equal. Because we are all reflections of a single life. In Unity, our first principle is there is only one presence and one power. God the good omnipotence. I know that that's true and showing up in you, through you, and for you, in your community. I love you so much. I look forward to the time when we can be together physically again. Until then, you're in my heart and in my prayers. If there's ever any way I can serve you, most of you know how to reach me. Most of you through Facebook. God bless you, dear friends. Namaste.
Hello, fellowship. This is my peace song, our peace song, We Are Peace. Please sing along. We can stop the fighting.
So many thank yous today for this wonderful, wonderful service. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here. We know you're with us. We see you interacting and sending love to each other and supporting each other. That just gives us a wonderful, wonderful sense of community. We want to thank Leroy and Solomon for their beautiful opening song, Linda Abar for her beautiful music. We always love to see all of them come back to the fellowship. And thank you, Rick, Reverend Rick, for your message today, for all of your observations and for your insights, for your suggestions and ideas about how we can continue to navigate in uncertain times. They're very much appreciated. We love to have you with us, and we all want to congratulate you on receiving your certificate of ministry from the Unity organization. We know that you have been a profound and impactful minister for so many years, but we know how much you appreciate this recognition and completion. So congratulations to you. I just have a few announcements. I want to remind everyone that we have Healing Movements with Julie Dillon continuing on. She does her live stream class on Monday evening, but you can go on Facebook and find any number of them to replay and exercise to. And we have Sue Quinn's Nature Walk coming up the first week, Sunday in December. That's December 6th. So maybe plan for that now and put that on your calendar. I know Sue would love to have you join her. And we have, just want to tell everybody, we have some really nice new items on our online store, some really wonderful Christmas items that might be good to perk you up during the holiday season, bring into your home, or maybe use as a gift for someone that you really want to let know that you're thinking of and care for. So take a look at that, and if you have any questions, just let us know. We can help you with anything. And now, this is one of our most treasured traditional parts of our fellowship service, and so I want to invite everyone to just really join into this huge virtual peace circle that we've formed over the last 9 months or so together. Reach out your hands and imagine and feel the feeling of your neighbor's hand in yours as we sing our peace song together and close with our blessing. And you'll see those words on the screen so you can join in. I just want to remind everyone that I love you all, and let's just open our hearts to this season and live our fullest life, no matter what's going on around us. We can choose to do that, and I invite you to do that with me, and I look forward to seeing you next Sunday.